we do. Thinking of what his medal at 2 years. hopefully I'm gonna be prepared. We gotta be in it to win it. And that's what I'm holding out for. Run. For that. Okay. Well, there's a familiar face.
Went over well last night. They want to do it again.
Yeah. You guys do? Yeah.
We had, recent health community.
You have to say they
We
want to-
are going out to different commissioner districts. And just had a kind of round table, Q&A with public, who have questions about how government is explain.
Sounds cool.
We had one commissioner, and in fact, they've been over really well.
That's a great idea, connect.
Going over well. I've been in 2 different districts now, well, technically 3.
Oh, 2. DJ, welcome on board. Whoa, John.
Okay, it is 10 a.m. and I'd like to call the Department of Veterans Affairs Executive Committee to order. We have Ted Crockett.
Here.
Myself, John Saxton.
Here.
Todd Gillman, okay, thank you. Present, and we also have Commissioner Collins, the VA staff, Tammy Sheldon, Chris Eschador, and Tim Rupel. And we also have the county administrator present and the deputy administrator present. Approval of the agenda, for the January 16th meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Crockett motions to approve the agenda.
Sexton will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same. Approval of the minutes for the December 12th meeting.
Second.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the December 12th meeting.
Sexton moves.
Crockett second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same. Moving on to item 4, the service officers report.
Good
Ms.
morning.
Sheldon?
Yep, the report of activities is actually for the month of December, closing out the year. Let's see if I can give some highlights. First, December was a short month for us with the holidays. Let's see, intent of files, we did 17. Year to date, there was 252. Compensation claims, there were 16 that month. Year to date was 183. Pension claims for, make sure I get this in the right spot. No, the claimant representative forms were 16 for the month and 183 year to date. Compensation claims was 17 for the month, 187 for the year. Pension claims were 9 for the year. Burial benefits, federal burial benefits was 32. DIC claims, which is the survivors benefits for service-connected survivors, 24 for the year. Non-service connected pensions for our survivors, 1 for the month, 8 for the year. Statement support claims, 2 for the month of December, 359 for the year. Let's see if there's anything that stands out. Third-party forms, that's when, we're dealing with family members that don't really speak for themselves a whole lot, and we have their adult children coming in or their spouse. We have them sign a form so that we can speak to that family member. So there was 45 of those for the year. Government headstones, there was 2 for the month of December, 44 filed for the entire year. Let's see. Claims, the state has us track the 70-plus group. 8 for the month of December, 130 for the year. Female veterans, 9 for the year. Request for proof of military service from the state of Michigan, 4 for the month, 46 for the year. SF-180s, which is from National Archives, 4 for the month, 41 for the year. So there was county burials. There was 14 of those for the year. Let's see, when we had grant funds, the Meyer cards, we helped 16 veterans with those, and the vet fuel cards, we helped 31. Referrals to housing help, there were 9 for the year, 2 for the month of December. Transmittal letters, they're the cover letters that we put on to the service organizations. 48 for the month of December, 651 for the year. DD 214s that we either copy and give to a veteran or we secure in order to submit with a claim, 30 for the year or 441 for the whole year. Military personnel records, 246 for the year. We copied 103 marriage certificates. Let's see. Death certificates, we copied 131. Social Security verification documents, 614 for the year. Supporting medical documentation, we copied 3,543 pages. For the month of December, it was 207. So that, it varies depending on the documentation that they bring into us. Is there any questions on the report of activity? Would you like me to go on to our meeting report? December 17th, Tim attended the virtual Veterans Treatment Court meeting. And then on the same day, December 17th, the fiscal 26 County Veteran Service Fund grant revision option 2 was redone for the 3rd time. So when I say revision number 2, so there was revision number 1 that was done twice, and then so revision number 2 was done 3 times, and we're still waiting for approval on that. December 23rd. Our Ricketts, the secretary of the executive committee, requested an exiting interview. So he came in and we discussed the office procedures, and then Ricketts thanked us for our dedication before he departed. So it was it's kind of his farewell. That's the first time in my tenure of here, that we've ever had a committee member ask for an exiting interview. And so then on January 7th, we had a virtual training for the fiscal 26 grant. And there was over 50 people in attendance during the Teams training. And out of all of us in the state of Michigan, there's only, what do you think? Is it 3? They actually have their approvals. And so they're talking about the first quarter report, which we can't submit until we get our approval. So that was the biggest complaint on the sidebar during the communications is when we're going to get our approval. The reportings are due on Friday of that week, but we didn't have, so we were basically told we're not required to send in our first quarter report because we don't have any approval So quarter one and quarter two will go together. Granted, if we get approved. January 8th was the by name meeting. Tim and Chris attended that virtual meeting. And then on the 9th, I met with Jen. She came over to the office and we talked about the county website and went over some resources for the website. January 12th, Tim did the virtual meeting for the Veterans Coalition where they discussed, updates and upcoming events. And then on the 14th, Tim and I came over for the Robinson Brain study where we reviewed the material that we received. That's what we have for meetings since the last month. Do you want me to share the dollar amount year to date that was spent with the relief fund now, or do you want Chris to do it during that portion? Because that's part of the year-end report.
Yeah, go ahead.
Total amount request. That's January. Let's do. Whoops. Total amount request was $12,006.62. Total amount denied for last year was $3,011.71. There were 27 requests. And out of the 27, there may be a partial or completely denied. Those were a total of 8.
Question. Total amount of the VR funds submitted issued last year was about $9,000.
No, it's 12.
You said 3,000 was denied.
Wait, let me get back to that page.
Yeah.
So total amount requested was
Oh,
$15,018.33. The total amount approved was $12,006.62. So the total denied was $3,011.71. And that was for 8 applications. 7. It says 8 here. Eight. Some of the applications had multiple, matter of fact, all of them had multiple requests on them.
All right, are there any other questions on the year-end report? Seeing none, we'll go on to item 5, existing business. Don't see any existing business, new business. Item A, executive committee meeting schedule. See in your packet that you have we are moving to meeting every 2 months. So the meeting schedule here is in your. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So,
it'd be January 16th, which normally our meetings are on the second Friday of every month, and then we moved to every other month. We moved it to the third Friday for a special occasion because we wanted to welcome our new committee member. And so he could attend our first meeting. So March would be the 13th. These are all Fridays. May would be the 8th. July would be the 10th. September is the 11th. And November is the 13th. And we know that might be a little soon to say if you have plans coming up or something comes up, because you could always change the date. The chair has the call too. let's say we're in May and you know something's coming up in July, you may bring it up at the meeting and make a suggestion that May 8th. Yeah,
Oh.
it will probably still have a quorum. Okay.
Actually, that's my 50th wedding anniversary is gonna be in April. And the wife and I are gonna be in Hawaii most of the month of May. So just,
Oh. He's lost the quorum.
and I am not gonna tell my wife is, no, I can't go. I got a VA board meeting and
Cookie
that's
does
not
show.
happening.
51 years.
Did you just want to wait till the March meeting to discuss May's meeting?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We'll do that. Okay, gone over item A, meeting schedule, and item B is election of officers. No. I would entertain a motion to approve the meeting schedule for 2026.
Crockett, motions to approve the meeting schedule for 2026 with the stipulation that May likely will be moved.
Sexton will second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same. Okay, now moving on to election of officers for 2026 calendar year.
Do we have a slate?
Do we have a slate? We have the chairman and secretary. Anybody would like to be chairman? I will volunteer to continue on as chairman for 2026.
Have to have a motion.
Okay, motion to,
I move that Mike continues as chairman of the board.
Crockett, second.
okay, thank you. There's a motion and a second.
By definition.
I kind of think I already did. There's a motion and a second to appoint Mike Shadbolt as the chairman of the Department of Veterans Affairs Executive Committee for 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Same. Okay. I will accept the chairmanship, I guess, for lack of a better term, and we also need to elect a secretary for the 2026 calendar year. Secretary doesn't sign, the secretary signs some forms. And the secretary normally fills in when the chairman is not going to be at a particular meeting. Would anybody like to be secretary?
I can do it. Crockett.
Saxton will nominate Crockett for the secretary's position.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, we have a motion and a second to nominate Ted Crockett as the secretary for the 2026 calendar year. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same? Okay, congratulations, Ted. Okay, commissioner comments.
They don't have much to offer. It's the beginning of the year. The new budget is just starting in, the old one's being wrapped up. In March, we will begin the process of developing a strategic plan for the commission, and that will be an arduous process where we set goals and objectives for the county going into the future. It'll be an arduous event, but other than that, that's about it, unless there's some questions.
Okay, moving on to item 8. Michigan Veterans Trust Fund. I had 6 cases this past month. Actually, it was kind of a odd month because we had 2 cases that were emergencies. There was none from Lenawee County. Let's see. Veterans Relief Fund. Okay, now try to get this.
So we have 2 applications. First applications, Vietnam veteran, looking for assistance with utilities gas, utilities electric, food and motor fuel. And that was approved by authorized agents. And we have a second request for a Persian Gulf veteran looking for assistance with property taxes. And that was deferred by authorized agents and deferred to the committee.
Okay. Have a quorum present? I would, this is new to me, okay? I would, request a motion or go into closed session to discuss the applications for Veterans Relief Fund assistance.
Sexton moves to proceed into closed session. To discuss the VRF.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same. Okay. Now should I?
I goes to the winner.
Tie goes to the veteran. It's got to fail in order for them to.
Mhm. Okay, the committee has returned to open session. Okay, before the vote, closed session discussion remain confidential. Motion should state only the action and the amount if applicable. So I would, entertain a motion to approve the full amount. Seeing no motion or no second, we will, I would entertain a motion to approve a partial amount.
Crockett motions to approve a partial payment for the base amount with a stipulation that the veteran pays the additional fees and also attend a financial counseling type session.
Okay, we have a motion with stipulations and a second, or do we have a second?
Saxton will second.
Okay,
that.
Saxton second. All those approve of that motion, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same? Okay, the motion carried. Okay. This is a new one to me. And I think we're done on that part.
Put your mics on. Put your mics on.
We can confirm the base amount with the treasurer's office before we put that into writing for the stipulation?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. And the applicant has to have this, the applicant has to have this, all in motion by March 1. Am I,
That's my understanding because that's the deadline when the taxes need to be paid.
yeah, okay.
Should that have been in the motion?
I think that probably should have been in the motion.
That you want the penalties and accumulated fees to be, his portion to be paid by the end of February.
Yes.
So we have to amend the motion, even though we pay.
Ooh.
Crockett would amend the motion if required to include that.
Yeah, can we amend the motion since we
Moved on the motion.
moved on it? So we have to,
Can't we just make a motion that all this has to be accomplished by March 1?
You need it by the end of February. March 1st is too late.
February 28th.
yeah,
Crockett would motion to approve that this needs to be done by February 28th.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that. Or
Okay.
Saxton is second.
Section, second, we have a motion by Crockett, a second by Saxton that, that the penalties have to be paid by February 28th
2026.
of 2026.
And so do you also need to include that if his portion is not, if his portion of the motion is not taken care of, that the partial that you guys agreed to approve will not be rendered
unless he pays the penalties.
unless he pays the penalties.
Yes.
I think within the
That was in-
stipulations of the motion,
Okay, that's understood.
that's understood.
That should be understood? Yep. The approved amount will not be paid if he does not cover his accumulated fees. Correct? And shows effort to enter into the counseling session. Okay.
So do you anticipate us not paying this out then? Do you think he will pay these fees?
Can't,
We can't.
can't say that.
Can't say that.
Can we discuss it?
No more discussion can be done on it. We already went in closed session for that reason. So no more discussions can be discussed about the claimant on it.
Really, all stipulations of the motion are dependent on his action.
Okay, are we, so we're done with, item 9, okay? Item 10 is public comment. And we have no public.
We do have something to add. So used to, Chris did this nice little report up of the DAV shuttle van, the services that were for a year-end report. So that the number of volunteer hours was 498. Number of miles traveled, 8,307. Number of days volunteered was 56. Number transported was 141.
For the year?
Do we know how many different drivers volunteer?
We have total of 5 drivers and one is John Sexton.
Yay. Woo. Hey, John.
So if you converted the 498 into paid hours, very good. Thank you for your service.
I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Brackett second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All those approved?
Aye.
All those opposed, same?